I see a couple getting into it about American consumerism. They arguing over a $2,000 purse?
Now say what you just said again.
Huh?
Say what you said again, because we're going to get all this on tape.
If we were married, you got this amazing credit score, right?
800.
Okay. And
This is what poverty does to y'all brain. Listen to this. Go ahead.
no, we're not doing this. Cut it off.
Now you don't want to talk. You was talking so confidently a minute ago.
How was that? No, because they're going to say, oh, that's the girl.
They don't know who
No.
you are. You ain't on the camera. So
I'm almost scared to see what she's going to say. Should we be bracing ourselves?
say what you was going to say. Say what you just said a minute ago.
Okay.
Okay, you got this amazing credit score, right?
I got an 800 credit score, and I worked very hard, and my mama helped me get that credit score. She helped
Okay.
me pay my car
Now,
when I was
say
19.
if your wife wanted to die for a purse,
Oh.
that's $2,000.
There ain't no person on planet Earth worth dying for, but go ahead.
Okay, we already starting off kind of weird. She just said, say your wife wants a purse and she ready to die for it. Y'all, we got to have more value on our lives than just be like, everything's worth risking it for a purse or for a watch or for a car. Like, these are material items. People out here acting like they cats with 9 lives.
That's
You gonna
2,000.
die if you buy me that bad?
No, that's not the point. It ain't no person on Earth, planet Earth, that important.
I
to
said
go in.
to die for it. Like, it's not something that you would get me like every year. Chuck, give me a purse every year. No, it's
Okay.
something that I'm in love with. Maybe it's Mother's Day coming up. Maybe it's
Okay.
my birthday coming up. Maybe it's Christmas. You can't get that for me?
So you want me to use my 800 credit score to get a purse, to go in debt to buy a purse?
You're
That's
going to
what
be
you're
in
saying.
debt. You're going to be in debt if you get that purse.
What was the point of bringing up my credit score?
Because you can go and swipe for it.
Right. So that's what poverty does to people's brains right there. You want me to, if I don't have $2,000 in my bank account, why would I go and buy a $2,000 object on a credit card? That's what most people in America do. That's why most
Chuck.
people in America is poor.
Chuck,
This right
Chuck,
here.
you want to be for real?
Where is the lot? Now, I understand a lot of people want to be wined and dined for their birthdays, and a lot of people's quote-unquote love language is gift giving. But I actually think this leads into a very interesting conversation of, what if your spouse cannot afford these things and they are running it up on credit to please you because you think this purse or whatever the item is worth dying for and you just must have it? I want to know how many of y'all down below are okay with your spouses going into debt to just get you these items that you just want because it's a special day to you or whatever the case may be. Is the item really worth the financial stress? I mean, honestly, are you really okay with your spouse going into debt over items that are going to give you a temporary dopamine boost? Yeah, you're going to feel great once you get the purse or whatever the case may be, but what about 9 months later? What about if this really puts that person in a financial strain? And I'm not exactly sure what she meant by swipe for it, but if swipe for it was code for just running up on debt or credit, a lot of Americans do this, and a lot of people are broke because of this very thing. And some of the people who do these sort of things may not even have an emergency fund, may not even be able to afford a tire if they tire get popped. And we talking about purses. Now, I don't know their situation, but I just feel like there got to be somebody out there who's feeling this sort of pressure. Now, if you can afford it, do your thing. But if it's going to put you in a bind, y'all might have to have a serious conversation.
A Bitcoin, right?
Why would I sell?
I didn't say for you to sell your Bitcoin. Don't act like you're poor. You're
Okay.
not poor.
Okay. Go ahead. So what does that got to
And
do?
you have a good job.
Okay. What does that got to do with anything?
You can get me a nice purse.
Why would I go into debt to buy?
You're not going to be in debt. You have great credit.
Symone, trying to keep you out of debt. Hit subscribe, touch the screen.
How
I
are you
do.
going into debt?
This is poverty. This is what poverty does to you. So if you
Explain to me. Maybe I don't know.
if you use a credit card, that is money that was created out of thin air. So if I don't have $2,000 in my bank account, therefore, if I spend $2,000 on a credit card, I don't have it in my bank account. I'm just spent money that I don't have. So
You do have money in your bank account.
but why would I put it on the credit card then? What's the point of bringing up my credit score then?
Because credit, you're making monthly payments.
Right. See, and this is what poverty does to you, right? This is what they tell you in America. This is why all the credit cards sell up. This is why all the credit card companies make a whole bunch of money. So when you buy stuff on the credit card, they charge you interest on it.
Yeah.
Therefore, you have to pay more than the $2,000. If you only pay the minimum payment, you're going to pay a fee on top of that. That's how.
So is she saying that she wants him to put it on the credit card so he can make monthly payments, get charged interest? Or is she saying she wants him to put it on a debit card? I need some clarification. Now I'm confused. I think from how he's responding that he's taking this as she wants me to put this on my credit card, because that is a good point. Like, why are we bringing up his credit score? Because your debit card doesn't have nothing to do with your credit score. Like, that's money that's in your actual checking account. Now, another thing about credit cards is there is a thing called a billing cycle. Now, if you are able to pay off your stuff before that, some of us ain't even getting no fees. Do I think the average person is doing that? Absolutely not. A lot of people are using debt for non-necessities and they're just like, oh, I'll get to it when I get to it. And they are getting these interest fees. And we can go into all the ins and outs of, oh, if you do it this way, then you don't really have to worry about it or whatever the case may be. But I really feel like in this case, if he don't got the $2,000, he shouldn't be putting it on the credit card. I kind of feel like they might need to have a discussion like, hey, maybe I'll be able to get you that for Christmas. From the sounds of it, the man don't want to be in debt, and I don't really blame him. Feels good to be debt-free.
Credit card company makes their money. That's why people spend so much on a credit card and they never get out of debt because they're paying more than what the item is worth. So if I pay payments on it, let's say I make 4 payments of $500, I'm getting charged $50 of interest. So that mean I just paid $2,500 for a $2,000 bag just to put it on the credit card because I didn't have money.
We gotta watch this on YouTube or something. I don't believe it.
That is why this is what poverty does to y'all brains right here. This is what poverty does. This is what they don't teach people in school. All this shit I had to learn on my own. They don't teach none of this shit in school because why? They want to keep people enslaved like this. And she don't know no better. And a lot of y'all out there don't know no better. They want you not to have no knowledge.
And I agree with them because if you had knowledge, could they make as much money off of you? No. And I know a lot of people have this mentality of like, oh, I don't need to know about that. Just think about it like this. If you knew better and you did better, you probably wouldn't be in debt, which means that the companies wouldn't be able to make as much money off of you, which then means you probably wouldn't have to slave at the job as much because you wouldn't be in debt. Then you might actually have emergency fund money. But if you don't know better and you have this ignorance is bliss type of mentality whenever you're out in the world, it's easy to be taken advantage of by companies and definitely other people. And that's why I think having an understanding about financial literacy is important. I mean, who wants to be out in this economy wasting money? Some people don't even know that they're paying interest to the credit card companies. A lot of people think that credit cards are free money. Some people think when they get the little loan things in the mail, the little advertisements like, hey, you're pre-approved for a loan. A lot of people really believe that the bank is trying to do them a favor, like, oh, they're trying to give me money. They are trying to give you debt. And sadly, due to a lot of people's lack of knowledge, they are going to be giving the banks way more money than they ever should have. And I know a lot of people like that phrase, oh, ignorance is bliss. But sometimes in real life, ignorance is keeping you from reaching your goals. Ignorance is costing you money. We got all this internet and all this technology. I feel like if you're not trying to understand how to save money, then you probably just like giving your money away. So give it to me. I'm just playing. But what you can do is hit the like button because it's free. Oh, that rhymed.
There's millions of people just like this that don't know nothing about the American financial system. Girls do this all the time. I knew a girl that put an MCM bag on payments.
What's MCM? Oh, I know y'all finna eat me up in the comments. What is an MCM? Is that Marc Jacobs? I don't know this stuff. I shop at Ross.
I'm just like, you paying more than what the bag is worth, right? The bag don't go up in value. You mentioned my Bitcoin. So let's say I sold my Bitcoin that goes up in value to buy a purse that goes down in value.
I don't want you to sell it. I know that's not your plan.
But what I'm saying, why is
you're trying to sit here and act like you have nothing.
It doesn't matter. I don't value material objects. It don't mean shit to me. It's just a material object. That bag is only worth money because you and your brain have made it up that it's worth something.
Okay, I know it ain't none of my business, but I'm like, is she a stay-at-home wife? Is she solely dependent on him to get her the bag because maybe she doesn't have any money to get herself the bag? I'm just asking the question. I know y'all want to know the same thing. She really wants this bag. They talking about selling crypto. They talking about all this, putting it on debt and credit, all this, what his credit score is. And I'm not saying I have anything against gift giving or asking for a gift or whatever the case may be, but I'm just curious, is this the only way it can be done? Does it have to be on credit? Like, why is there such a clash right now about selling this Bitcoin or he got money and why he can't do it? It's a lot going on.
How much it costs Louis Vuitton to make a bag? Fucking $50. And you go out and people go out and pay $10,000 for a bag that cost them $50 to make.
Okay. And I talked about that in another video about how some of these companies are getting cheap labor from exploiting workers from other countries. And people are thinking that they're getting some sort of luxury product. I'm not saying it can't be luxury because of who made it, but I'm saying it's not what you thought it was. And what it took to actually make the bag The company's just straight up getting down on everybody. And then I said, what's the difference between that and getting a dupe? Since all of it's made at the same place, I think it was talking about like DH Gate or something. A lot of people said they was getting their purses from DH Gate. And I was like, yeah, so why don't people just get the fake DH Gate bags? They're probably made the same way. And then everybody's trying to eat me up in the comments. I'm trying to save people money. Yeah, it might not have the same logo on it or whatever, but if you're really doing it for the design, I mean, or are we doing it for other reasons? I don't know. And again, if you can afford to do it, do your thing. But if you're going to go broke about a bag, ain't no bag worth going broke over or having no argument about.
I'm going to give you an example, though.
Give me an example.
I got a bag. I'm not going to say who it's from. I got a bag 10 years ago. Guess what? I still have that bag.
Okay.
And whatever you paid for it 10 years ago is not worth that today.
Yeah, but I want to keep this for the rest of my life. That was a special bag that I wanted, and I don't go constantly getting bags.
That's cool. What does that got to do with
What if we got married and I just got a bag every 5 years? Is that going to kill you? You get one?
Wait, they're not married yet? I'm thinking this is his wife. So this is his girlfriend. All right. And while we're on this subject, I really want to know, when did the bags become like such a big thing? Like, oh, I got like the bag. Some of the stuff I heard people doing for bags, I don't condone it. I hope they repent and ask forgiveness. However, I know everybody has the things that they like, but I'm just like, isn't it really just what's on the inside that matters? All these material things are very temporary, and I just feel like a lot of people put their self-worth into the items that they own or that they have or the labels and all that. I just wish that society wasn't like that. And that's no disrespect to the person that he's talking to. It's just something I noticed with society, and I just wish it wasn't like that. I wish people understood that it really don't matter what you got on, because nobody really cares anyway. Ain't nobody gonna talk about you if you don't have a Louis Vuitton bag or a Gucci bag or a luxury bag. I mean, whoever this man is seemed to accept her without all this stuff, all this extra stuff. And I'm not saying she's doing it because she's trying to impress people, but I'm just like, the man looked fed up with this whole thing. Like, look at his face. I'm sorry. I paused him on the craziest part. Like, his face just looks so disgusted with this whole conversation. This man is done. He is quite literally giving her the side eye right now.
I didn't say I want to constantly get a bag.
The thing is, why do you want the bag in the first place? It's just a fucking bag.
Oh my God.
And why would I use my credit to buy the bag? That's crazy.
However okay, whatever.
I'm just saying, you brought up the credit score. If I just could pay the cash for it, which I could, like, why?
Excuse me?
But why would I? Why would I save my $2,000 to give it you for a fucking bag?
I told you what it is, it's just 5 years don't went by. Oh, well, I got that bag for Naomi 5 years ago.
Call me in 5 years and I'll get you a bag.
No, I'm saying that we are married and I see a bag I want. Not 5 years don't go down, I ain't asked you for no bag. That's a great wife.
Sure.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Wait, that's what make you a good wife, because you ain't asked for a bag in 5 years? I'm wife of the century. Like, that's what people think makes you a good wife. Oh, man. Oh, she didn't say nothing about loyalty. She didn't say nothing like, oh, sticking through the hard times, like us supporting each other, like me being your helpmate. She didn't say none of that. She said, I ain't asking for a bag in 5 years. I'm a good wife. And blah, 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 and I want a bag.
That's what I said.
So you fine with that? You would take that deal?
I'm fine with that. Yeah, that ain't what you said in the beginning, though.
No, that's what I meant. I said to die for. I hardly see designer bags that's to die for. Like, hardly ever.
Ain't none of them to die for. That's a crazy statement. I really think people got to be careful about what words they using out their mouth, because a lot of this stuff that people say, sometimes what you say out loud is what you get. Like, we got to rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Because saying something is to die for, a earthly material is to die for, I need y'all to really think about what y'all are saying. You only got one life, and y'all are saying something is worth to die for? That's crazy.
None of them to die for. They all is $50, just like these damn shoes.
Really, I'll go get one that will go with every style of my outfit.
It costs Nike $20 to make these shoes. I bought these at the outlet, granted, for like $80. But
I have my shoes forever too.
Right. So people paid $150 of these for these brand new. I bought them from the outlet for $80, but it cost Nike $20 to make these shoes, and we paid $80 for them.
And you want to know what's even crazier about what he just said is, a lot of us know people who will literally stand in line for the latest Jordans, the latest Nikes, and they're broke. And I don't mean it in the, like, it's an observation. I'm just saying what I observed. They are struggling, and they will be in line in the rain, sleet, and snow about some shoes. They can tell you about all the latest drops. They know who got what. They know where they can resell them, who's going to resell them, how they can get a better price, all these things, this obsession with shoes. But some of those same people, you can't talk to them about trying to be better in life, trying to progress, trying to do things to excel. they're not interested. But if you're talking about shoes, some of y'all know what I'm talking about. They will be outside, rain, sleet, and snow. Some people will even fight people over the Jordans and risk going to jail over some shoes. And like he said, who is really profiting off of that? But I guess it don't matter as long as you look good, right? Like, sure, it don't matter if you don't have a job, or it don't matter if your light bill's about to be due and you struggling to eat. Like, I just feel like we as people got a long way to go.
That's crazy. They Louis Vuitton shit, man, that shit cost them $50. They got little kids in sweatshops making them bags, and people go out and pay $2,000 for them because it say Louis Vuitton on it. You ain't never met that nigga a day in your life. You so thirsty to buy this bag.
I'll have it, please.
Did she just say at the end, can I have it, please? Y'all, let me know what y'all think about that whole conversation. Do you think that it is worth going into debt for your spouse or your girlfriend to give them a $2,000 purse that they claim is to die for? But I will say this, if you're struggling, you don't need to be out doing that to prove your love for somebody. I think y'all should be able to express love in different ways that are healthy for you and your wallet. I just feel like if they really love you, they will understand. I'm not saying you could never get the purse, but I'm saying if it's really going to bother them to go into debt, it probably ain't worth it. I don't think it's going to be worth it to be rocking the purse and the person that you're with, like your husband, looking at you side-eyeing because he just got the purse because he felt peer pressure and he wanted you to be quiet. But he really mad because he got to go work overtime for the next 5 months. It's a lot of other things to be worrying about, like trying to make sure that you have an emergency fund. Like, what about your investments and things of that sort? I'm not saying like you can't save up, but maybe, I don't know, if you really want the purse, it might have to be something you tell him like way, way in advance about, because maybe he just really ain't got the $2,000 just to drop it like that. Like, it might be tied up in investments. Who knows? But I want to know from you all, do y'all think she deserved the purse? Do y'all think that he should run? But we got to start making better decisions today in order to have a better future.